What's going on, everybody? Kalipis Tech here, coming back at you with another video. In this video, I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks for the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G that you might not know about. Now, as always, if you end up wanting to learn more about this phone, definitely check out the description where I am linking to several other videos about it, as well as some information about pricing, availability, and some of my favorite smartphone accessories. But with that being said, let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to disable the Google feed. Now, in case you don't know what this means, the Google feed is essentially this news feed right here, which for some people might be useful, but for me personally, I really never use it. So if you want to get rid of it and prevent accidentally scrolling onto it, let me show you how to do that. So what you're going to do is press and hold your finger on a blank spot on your home screen. So like this. Then from this menu, go to Settings. From here, where it says Add Media Page to Home Screen, make sure to toggle this off. And now if we go back to the home screen, it's no longer going to pull up. The next thing I'm going to show you is a quick way to get to your camera. Now, keep in mind this is active by default, so you don't really have to do anything special to enable it. But essentially, no matter what you're doing on your phone, if you want to quickly get to your camera, all you have to do is double press the power key. So like this. And as you can see, it opens right up. Now, that being said, there are some other options you can change here. So to get to these, go to Settings. So like this. Settings is right here. Then from this menu, go to Advanced Features. So right here. And then from this menu, go to Side Button. So as you can see, again, by default, double pressing the power key will open the camera, but you can also have it open really whatever app you want. So Calculator, for example. Again, double press the power key. And now it's going to open the calculator instead. So definitely pretty cool, and you can also disable it. But also keep in mind when it's specifically on the camera option, you can use it to get to the camera even when the phone is locked. So if we try that out, as you can see, it is locked right now, and the camera opens right up. But keep in mind if you have it set to open an app, it's not going to go right to it. So let me show you what I mean. So again, we have it set to open app right now, and it's going to open the calculator, so just like I showed you before. But if I lock the display, again, when it's set to open app, it will have you unlock the phone first. Now I'm going to show you how to show and hide your battery percentage on the status bar. So as you can see right up here, the battery percentage is showing right now. And keep in mind, this is the default setting. But if you want to change this, what you can do is go to Settings. Then from here, go to Battery. So right here. And from this menu, where it says Show Battery Percentage, as you can see, it is currently on, and again, this is the default setting. But if you want, you can always toggle it off. And now, as you can see, no more battery percentage. Now I'm going to show you how to get to your NFC settings. Now, in general, you're probably not going to have to use this too much once you configure everything, but if you ever do have to change anything regarding NFC, what you're going to want to do is go to Settings. Then from here, go to Connections. And from here, go to NFC and contactless payments. So as you can see right now, it is on, and by default it will be, but you can always turn it off. And in addition to this, if you go to contactless payments, here you can change your default payment service. Now I'm going to show you a feature called Easy Mode. So essentially what this does is makes the icons and text in general a bit larger. So if you're having a hard time seeing everything on the screen, Easy Mode is going to make this a bit easier. So to get to Easy Mode, what you're going to want to do is go to Settings. Then from here, go to Display. So right here. And from this menu, go to where it says Easy Mode. So it's going to be right here. From here, toggle it on. And this is essentially Easy Mode. Keep in mind that by default, high contrast keyboard is going to be on, which this is a pretty cool feature for some people. It makes it a bit larger, and the keyboard is going to be this bright yellow color. So basically just like this. But if you don't want it to be like this, you can always turn it off. So now if we go back, as you can see, the keyboard is normal now, but essentially this is Easy Mode. As you can see, things are a bit larger, so again, if you do want something that's a bit more visible, this is a good option. And in addition to this, under normal circumstances, to get to the app drawer, you would normally just swipe up like this. So it still works like that, but when you're in Easy Mode, you can also use this button right here, and that's going to do the same thing. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to change your display refresh rate. Now, in case you don't know, with the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G, we are getting a 90Hz refresh rate, which is going to make the screen a bit faster and smoother, or the movement on the screen that is. So I don't know if you can really tell in this video, but the movement is real nice, and in general, having a slightly higher refresh rate like this is going to make the phone feel a bit more premium to use. But if you're really trying to conserve battery life, you might want to change it back to 60 Hz. Now luckily with this phone we do have this option, and to do this, all you have to do is go to settings. Then from here, go to display, so right here. And then finally from this menu, go to motion smoothness, so right here. As you can see right now, it is going to be 90 Hz and this is the default setting, but if you want you can change it back to standard, and this is going to make it a bit less smooth, but honestly it's not going to make a huge visual difference. But again, if you are trying to save battery life, this could be a good option for you. Now I'm going to show you a few different multitasking features. So to get to these, go to settings. Then from here, go to advanced features. So right here. And then from here, go to multi-window. So there are a couple different things I want to show you. First of all, for split screen, normally without these shortcuts, to get to split screen, what you're going to want to do is go to your recent apps. So unless you're in gesture navigation, all you have to do is press the recent apps button. So right here, press and hold on the app you want on top. So let's just do the settings. Drag it up here, drop it on top, or you can also put it on the bottom. It doesn't really matter. So we're going to go like this. And now you can select your second app, so anything really is fine. So essentially, this is what split screen normally looks like. You can also change the sides, so you can make it go up or down or whatever. And then if you want to get out of it, drag it either all the way up or all the way down. Now, this being said, with this shortcut on, all you have to do is put 2 fingers on the bottom and swipe up like this. And there we go. So definitely a real nice shortcut. And then when it comes to pop-up view, it's really kind of the same concept, but essentially without the shortcut. To get to pop-up view, go to your recent apps. Then from here, press and hold on the app you want to pop out. Drop it right here in the middle, so as you can see, drop here for pop-up view. And there we go. So you can move it around and play with the settings. As you can see, there are a few different options up here. And then to go back to normal, hit this pop in view or whatever. And there we go. But with the shortcut, if we turn this on, now to get to pop-up view, what you can do is swipe down from the corner. And this one is a little bit more difficult to do, so as you can see, it kind of wants to pull down the quick menu or whatever. But there we go. So pretty useful, not quite as easy to use as the split screen one, but definitely a nice option to have. And then finally, full screen in split screen view. This isn't really a big deal, but if you want to get rid of the status bar and navigation bar, this can do that for you. So if we go like this, as you can see, there's no more status bar and also no navigation bar. Now I'm going to show you a quick way to turn your screen on and off. Now, as you can probably imagine, this is really not a super groundbreaking feature or anything, but at the same time, definitely a nice thing to know about. So essentially, if you want to quickly lock your display, when you're on your home screen, double tap any blank spot, so like this. As you can see, the display does turn off, and then to turn it back on, double tap it again. And there we go. So again, not really a huge deal, but at the same time, it is a nice convenient little shortcut. The next thing I'm going to show you is a bit more exciting, and this is a feature called One-Handed Mode. Now this feature is not on by default, so to get to it, go to settings. Then from here, go to advanced features. And then from here, toggle on One-Handed Mode. Now, really that's all you actually have to do, but I want to go over a couple different settings. So to see these, go here. And now by default, it is going to be turned on with a gesture, so that's basically just putting your finger approximately like right here and swiping down, which I will show you in a minute. But keep in mind, if you do have gesture navigation, that's the only option for this. But if you have button navigation like I do right now, you can also change it to button, so if you do this, all you have to do to turn on one-handed mode is double press the home button, so not really a huge difference, but definitely nice to have an option. So we're gonna go back to the gesture one because that's a little bit less obvious. So essentially with gesture on, to get to one-handed mode, again, put your finger pretty much right here and swipe down. So like this. And this is one-handed mode. As you can see, basically what it does is it shrinks the display down to make it a bit easier to use with one hand. You can use it pretty much like normal, so definitely a nice feature. I want to say most Android phones have this, but in my opinion, I really like the way Samsung does it. But in addition to this, you can also switch sides, so you can use it left-handed or right-handed. If you grab this bar right here, you can move it up or down, so it's not the easiest thing to do, but it does eventually work. Alright, there we go, that took me way too many tries. So essentially you can move it up or down or whatever you want. And if you grab the corner right here, you can also resize it so you can make it a bit smaller or a bit larger. And then to get back out of one-handed mode, tap anywhere out here. And again, if you want to use the button instead, you can do this. And there we go. And then finally, the last thing I'm going to show you is a feature called Dual Messenger. So this feature essentially allows you to make a copy of an app, so really mostly just Snapchat and Facebook Messenger. And this allows you to log into 2 accounts at once, so in this day and age with stuff like Instagram for example, they do make it really easy to switch between accounts, so in that case it may not be the most useful thing ever, but definitely nice to have options. So if you ever want to use Dual Messenger, all you have to do is go to Settings. Then from here, go to Advanced Features. So again, right here. And from here, go to Dual Messenger. This is going to show you all the available apps, and all you have to do is toggle it on, and it's going to make an extra copy for you. But this concludes my tips and tricks video for the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. Again, if you want to learn more about this phone, definitely check out the description, where I am linking to several other videos about it, as well as some information about pricing, availability, and some of my favorite smartphone accessories. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to follow Kalipis Tech on Twitter and Instagram. And as always, I will see you in the next video.